Greetings and welcome to Destiny and Dice, an Eberron live stream. Today marks our 5th episode since we've turned this private game into a live game. We are super excited to be here once more, dealing with the after effects of last week's episode. So without further ado, we're going to jump in. When last we met, in the forsaken wastes of the Mournland, down in the depths of Whitehearth, a lost Cannith facility, the Shadow Slayers are seeking a second schema in a set of 4 that could lead to the creation of a devastating Eldritch machine. Here, in the administrative quarters, they found an incredibly powerful dragon shard that filled the room with inky darkness and left the party swimming in a state of congealed madness. Then the voice spoke. The Shadow Slayers... Well, the Shadow Slayers got a direct view into the past of Bruise and learned some very surprising truths about him as well as his sister. However, the Trauma Llama ride did not stop there. The Shadow Slayers are given a front row seat to the attack of the Enchantress Shang. Given the chance to take part in the battle, these players before you took on the roles of the officers of the Elemental Galleon. Bruise was forced into the younger version of himself, yet retained his knowledge of what had thus far proceeded in his life. It was like one of his recurrent nightmares, and yet subtle differences began making themselves known. The attack happening earlier, the lack of lightning cannons unleashing their payloads on the quarters of the crew while they slept. He even took his shot at challenging his rival, the pirate captain Callista Stormcrow. The battle was hard. Captain Galvus lay slain on the deck of his ship, and yet Bruise, undaunted, took the fight to the enemy captain and won. And yet, winning has seemed to cost him far greater than he expected. For now, we are back in the room of Whitehearth, where they originally picked up the crystal. And here stands a Bruise, without an aberrant dragon mark, and a very confused look on his face, as his last memory is a deep blackness coming on after the ending of Callista's life. Shadow Slayers, to give you an idea of what's going on for you, as far as your history has changed, as far as history changing, the other 5 of you, everything has remained the same. Some details are fuzzy, but as far as you know, nothing has changed thus far.
So we still think that he has an aberrant mark and that he was the sole survivor of the Enchantress's song, etc.
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
Okay, let's put you guys in that room. Let's put myself in that room so I can see where we are. And hold on. Because I'm a fan of, how much I love you guys.
That's foreboding.
Yeah, your love manifests in weird ways.
Yeah, usually traumatizing ways when it comes to D&D. I mean, I'm not against it, but
Says the one that killed us all. Or tried.
I'm sorry. That's what a DM does, is they try to kill you.
And it is fun. I do not complain.
There are worse things than death.
Yes, apparently.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Nyx know that her spell stopped? Did her spell stop?
You have no active spells at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. Shadow Slayers, as you kind of all bring yourself, rise up into this consciousness, you find yourselves not where you last remember yourself. I mean, Rix, it's kind of confusing for you, as, like a little bit ago you were laying in that bed and now you're back in that bed, so part of you wants to question did I ever get out of this bed?
Was this all a weird dream?
And as you're lying there, thinking, concentrating, focusing, the sound of that voice kind of plays through your head.
Which one?
The voice that spoke during the whole entire...
Okay, I have a lot of voices in my head, so it's good to clarify.
This is the voice that spoke to everyone in Bruce's dream. Something about that voice. You're not sure which. You're not sure what. Just something about that voice. Whether it's the mad cackling that sounded a little crazy, or the constant interruptions throughout the video feed of Bruce's past. Something is there, and you're not sure what at this time.
Is it familiar, or...?
You're not sure.
Okay.
Z, you wake up on a couch in a corner. Kind of draped there. Your cloak kind of wrapped around you. Your cape of protection kind of pulled up, nestling you there. Jalira, you wake up at that desk kind of on your hands like this. Kids, you wake up on the foot of the bed in the other room, next, like, at the feet of Nyx, who's kind of stretched out and kind of laying on her side facing this wall over here. You kind of look up, you see Gora over in the couch as she's doing her kitty thing, just to stretch and open and to pause. And... So at this time, Bruce, you kind of feel like you're snapped out of, like you were thinking about something really hard, and there's something's like kind of shaking you on the shoulder, and you look up and you're sitting at a desk at a table. There is no dragon shard in front of you. You just kind of wake up and start stretching, moving your neck, doing the things you normally do.
Okay.
Are we free to play, or are you still describing?
You are free to play at this time.
Do we remember the visions that we
the
saw?
vision that we saw? Yeah. I mean,
You guys
remember
have
the voice,
you guys
kind
have
of.
pretty accurate memories of what just happened.
Rix kind of looks over at Zanim and be like, I had the weirdest dream about all of us. And I think, I mean, we were on Bruce's ship, but it
Nyx
was-
is definitely gonna jump up.
Rix is just kind of like just trying to form the words. Like, I don't know. It's like we went all the way back to like when Bruce was a kid, but it was weird. It was like, but I think, I mean, it was a weird dream.
No,
But-
not a dream. Not a dream.
Oh,
What do
Z,
you?
based on her knowledge of magic, would she think that they had a like collective hallucination, or would she know that there was magic there? Because I would think she would know magic. But you is the
Roll me an Arcana check.
because that has a huge impact on what Z says next.
I don't know why I bother asking that question.
I have another question.
Because I have skill checks where I have a +7 and I roll real bad.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't think I've seen Z roll a bad arcane check, though.
You know, now you cursed her.
I do.
No, I am far too magical for that. That was not a dream. That was magic. What the F, Bruce? What the F?
But no, Rix is like, wait. If that wasn't a dream and we were actually seeing something, then that means you and Bruce.
Elves. Or at least we were elves, half elves. What the? Bruce! What in the world is going on?
That would totally explain his aberrant mark. Wouldn't it?
Can we hear you guys in the other room?
Oh, Rix is not being quiet. Rix is not being quiet about it anymore.
Z is going to stand up and walk over to Bruce and be like, what the F, Bruce?
Okay, at that point, I'm going to cut to the other room. What are you doing next? You
She's
said you had a question?
yeah, she's gonna get up and oh, is she still the older woman?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So she's gonna kind of get up and be like, she's kind of gonna jump up and be like, Kiz, are you all right?
Yeah, it was weird. I thought we were searching the room, and then I was asleep. And I mean, I had a dream that Bruce was a half elf.
I saw that too. Come on,
what?
Let's check on this.
What?
I saw that too. Let's check on
What?
this. Let's see what's
Weird.
going on. That's
You
what
coming,
she would do.
Gora? Up to you, girl. You do you.
She's like flicking her paw or something.
She said something that stands on the remains of the chess table that we
Batten
destroyed
to-
2
batten to-
sessions ago.
Kind of
Batting
like
pieces around. Honestly, I think it makes sense for the half elf thing. It would explain Pipes' drawing. Sort of.
So you're telling me that Z and Bruce are both half orcs and half elves?
Are you in the room now
Oh.
saying this?
I'm at the doorway.
All right. He's like, Rix is like, no, I think they were half elves, but that dragon shard was used to make them into half orcs.
Bruce, are you
Half
all
orc
right?
now, but I was affected late. I don't know. Bruce, what is going on here? Why would you interrupt the spell I was doing? What in the world?
So Bruce has just been kind of sitting there, just kind of staring forward, seeming like out of it. And when like Zanim runs up and kind of grabs his shoulder, like what's going on, he kind of shakes his head and kind of looking back. Z, what are you doing here? That was weird. Was I asleep?
I was doing a spell, and you grabbed the dragon shard that I was doing a spell on, and then we all got sucked into some weird, creepy magic thing where
Rix
we
is-
found out that you and I used to be elves, and then somebody
What?
changed us to half orcs.
What are you
What the
talking?
heck?
Are you?
And then we
Bruce
got
is
to
going-
experience you doing things that I, as your sister, never ever want to see or hear about.
Bruce,
But
Bruce is
come on,
kind of
man.
gonna stand up while she's talking, and he just kind of turns around like, "What are you? What are you even? What in Kyber is that?"
What did he say
What
that
is
to?
what is what?
He is looking at the bed.
Rip.
Oh, Rix.
Rix is like,
You jump
Rix is
back-
like generally like scared and climbs off the bed and turns around and looks to see what it might be.
Bruce like takes half a step back. He probably like when he jumped, he pushed the table a little bit. And he kind of like, what? What is
He's got like the traveler's gift out, his like sword, and he's like, what? What?
what?
All of a
Is it
sudden,
another, is it another one of those things?
What,
a full-grown female jaguar sticks her head in the door.
what is that a jaguar? Where are we? What? Z, what is
Bruce, are
going
you
on?
okay?
Yeah. What? No, what is that? He
Rix is
points over
staring.
Rex.
Rix is staring intently at the wall, waiting for another wraith.
Is there another ghost, or are you pointing to Rix?
What? What do you? Where's Rick? That blue thing.
That's Rix. Okay, what is going on with your head?
What do you?
Do you know where we are?
He's not surprised by who this woman is he's never seen.
Priority.
He hasn't. That's not like on his priority list.
I mean, she's just a old human woman, whoever she is.
Changelings are naturally uncomfortable looking.
Yeah, Bruce is like, look. Where are we? What?
Rix is like a flash of emotion comes on his face, but it's gone and just as soon as it appears. And he's like, I'm Rix.
Rix?
Yeah.
What are you dressed as?
Hicks would take his hand.
Me.
Yeah, I know you. What are you dressed as?
Me. This is what I look like. What I really look like.
Bruce, what's the last thing you remember?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, if you look at if he looks at Jalira, he's gonna see all sorts of gadgets he's never seen on her before.
Yeah, he's kind of looking around, like, what do you mean that? Is that a jaguar? What is going on?
That's Quara.
I've been
What?
okay.
What's wrong with him? He kind of says to Nyx.
Bruce, do you know who I am?
Yeah, you're Jerry, right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You know who
We're
he is.
gaslighting him now.
Oh gosh.
It's not gaslighting if it's the truth.
Like, you know, he's like rubbing his face, like rubbing his hair a lot, just like what is going?
Giz is just looking at him. If he were to look at her, she would look. She does look distinctly different than the last time he saw her. She did not have tattoos.
Yeah, he kind of is like, he's like looking at Giz.
Yes, the
Remember?
Jaguar is Quara. She's your friend.
Yeah,
You guys are like really good buds. You played pillow fight like an hour ago.
What? Z, are you wearing makeup?
Wait a minute.
And your
Weird.
hair pink. Things happen. What is the last thing you remember?
What do you mean? What's the last thing? Where am I?
You
What-
are
what
in
is the last
Morgan.
thing that you remember? Answer the question.
Jeez.
We can't
I'm,
help you until we know.
I was on the song. Yeah, we just left.
The song was destroyed 6 years ago, Bruce.
What? No,
Unless
that wasn't.
Was it?
6 years ago. No, that's when I like. Oh no, that's the ship I've been on. You know, when I've been writing you letters, like that's the ship I joined. Remember when I left?
That was 6 years. You don't remember anything about Pipes and the kidnapping and
What about your crew that you were the
Wait,
captain
what
of? Do you
do you
remember
mean?
that?
What do you mean pipes in the kidnapping? What?
well, okay. So this is going to take some explaining.
What?
It's
It
been-
is insert
Are you
year.
wearing makeup? What is happening? I'm
I'm
sorry.
wearing-
Who are you? He's
gonna go.
gesturing to
I
Nyx.
can make it if I want to.
Yeah, but you made yourself look older. Are you taller? Are you wearing like heels?
Years.
Was she like
There's
a
this
girl?
thing, Bruce. It's called
Like-
magic. Come on.
Bruce gestured towards Nyx, and he is like, "And I'm sorry, who are you?" Okay, she's leaving. What?
That was Nyx. That is her form for today.
What do you mean that's Nyx? That's not Nyx.
What do you mean that? Why would you know that's not Nyx?
They
Well,
can look
'cause
like
Nyx
Scorpions,
doesn't
they
have a
can look like-
dragon mark on her face.
Oh, that. Right.
Wait, can you? He looks over at Rex. Can you guys make dragon marks? Have you been able to make a dragon mark this whole time? Well, if you guys could make dragon marks, then a couple of days ago, why was I crawling naked over the front lawn trying to infiltrate a compound? Because he thought I would camouflage, and that was the only way to get inside.
We don't talk about that.
What are you gonna talk about? Like 3 days ago.
No. That was 6 years ago. You're welcome, Lucas. Or manipulate. We don't talk about that. Do you?
What do you mean it was 6 years ago?
You don't. You don't.
A word that I say.
Do you know who Gimbal is?
Who?
He looks like directly at Nyx and is like grasps her hand
mentions
tight.
Gimbal's name, Bruce. At the mention of Gimbal's name, a pang kind of flutters through your heart, and you kind of can't help but like grab at your chest for a second, and you kind of bend over, like you like because you're standing at the table, you put your hand on the table to kind of steady yourself, and then kind of right yourself, kind of bring yourself back to it, and you don't know that name.
I was talking about that was weird. No, what? Who?
Rix just now looks at Zanine. Fix him.
Restoration. Do you
Fix
think
him.
this might be a lesser restoration to fix?
What is going on?
A lesser restoration, and heaven forbid I perform a spell on Bruce without his knowledge. She casts
He doesn't remember that insult incident at the
turns
moment.
his hair like bright glowy blue. Because it's funny.
So Bruce currently has bright, glowy blue hair.
And everybody else saw it, but he can't see the top of his head. So, this is just Z getting annoyed.
Is so are Bruce's tattoos the same as they were previous to everything? Is it the same tattoos he walked into Whitehearth with?
Yes.
Okay.
Your hair was still pink.
So yeah, he looks over, like at some point he kind of like looks down at his arm. Okay, that's weird. I don't remember
Have
getting
any of
that.
the rest of us noticed his dragon mark?
Well, he keeps
It's
it pretty
just
well
like still
hidden.
that.
Okay.
What did
So hold on.
He
It's been
keeps
what?
it covered.
He does keep covered. Okay.
His armor cups.
6 years. You
Just
don't
because-
remember the last 6 years.
What do you mean I don't remember the last 6 years.
Z, can
I mean,
you
I'm
fix
a
him?
freaking adult now.
Someone fix him.
The only thing I've got is Dispel Magic, and I don't think that spell would work in this particular circumstances.
If I can get my spells back, I can try lesser restoration. But honestly, I'm afraid that might even not be enough.
It doesn't hurt to try, but
Oh, here you go. Bruce is gonna reach over and touch Cherry, and he's gonna use Bolster Magic.
Okay. Did you cast it into the chat, or post it in the chat so people can see?
What is?
As he had the
Path of Wild Magic. Oh my.
Oh no!
you used to be a
Oh,
wild
no.
magic.
Oh no! Oh no!
So she could regain a second or a first level spell slot.
Like, you see, reaches out and touches you. One of your devices, your choice, just automatically charges up to full power, and it's actually kind of glowing a little bit brighter than you normally charge it till.
How long have you been able to do that?
What?
Do what?
Well, point of order. Wouldn't he have had those abilities during our second adventure when he was crawling across the lawn?
No.
Oh,
Bruce
Yeah,
didn't have-
fixed his
we were
back.
level
Your
2. Bruce
second
didn't have a
adventure.
subclass.
Your second adventure, of which we never speak, was at level 2. The only ones who would have had a spell archetype at that point was Z.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I believe the rest of you don't get your kind of subclasses until level 3. Because none of you are a cleric,
or a paladin.
and none of you are a druid.
Oh, druid, that's right.
Okay. So how did he know he? Okay.
How long have
How-
you been able to do that?
Do what?
The thing you just put a spell on me.
I can't cast spells.
What did you just do? You said, "Here you go," and you touched me. What did you just do?
Like looks at his hand, looks kind of really confused. What?
Guys, I'm not sure lesser restoration can fix this.
Can fix what? Could someone start like explaining what is this? Is this?
You have to start believing us.
He kind of like
First.
almost like he sobers up for a second and he like looks over at Rix, you know. And he's like, "Look, is this one of your?" And just
Rix
looks
is covering his face up now with his
Oh,
mask.
buddy.
Is this one
At
of
this
yours
point.
and Nyx's pranks? Like, this is weird.
No,
Like,
trust me, if we
Did you
were
see what
going to
Mary
do a
was
prank, it would not involve pipes
Be like, are you
disappearing.
paying any attention to anything anybody is saying?
I mean, you're just yelling things at me.
Are you listening to them?
6 years. This is 6 years into your future.
Okay.
If Nyx
Do
and
you
I were
believe
going
us
to play a
even a little
prank,
bit yet?
if Nyx and I were going to play a prank, it wouldn't involve kidnapping
We're
pipes
Pipes has
Or
been
coming-
kidnapped. We're on an adventure to save him,
or
and
coming to the
we are in
Mornland.
a crazy place in the Mornland, and you just touched a very magical, weird-looking dragon shard, and
Oh my
now
freaking
you're not
hell.
as you anymore as you used to be, and it's kind of scary.
Also, we used to be elves.
Half elves. Nyx goes, half elves.
Just looks over at her like,
Maybe one thing at a time.
I mean,
Because
that was a
that
big
sounds
reveal
like a
for
prank,
me.
Z, but it's not. It's half elves.
all right,
That
yeah,
explains
I'm not
your
even gonna
pretty
take this
blue
serious.
eyes, I guess.
Well, I
'cause
guess I'll figure out for myself where I am, and he's gonna like kind of push his way out of the room. And, like, head
If we
over
said
here.
Whitehearts, would that mean anything to you?
We're in a Kenneth facility in the Mornland.
it might be
Cora's
a
gonna
big
like
vote.
follow you, even though
And of course, the dragon shard's gone. What is happening?
Rix is like gonna just
he's
be
gonna,
quiet.
like, he's like keeping an eye on Guara, and he's definitely like a little stiff. Like,
she keeps trying to like nuzzle your hand, and you pull it away.
She thinks you're her friend because she remembers you, even if you don't remember her.
I have a
Hurting the poor kitty.
jaguar
food.
friend.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys were actually in like a little bit of a puppy pile earlier.
Okay.
Nyx had been sitting kind of against the wall a bit.
Maybe we should rest for the night.
Do-
or
Do you want me
whatever
to
the
try
day is.
lesser restoration, Z?
Bruce, I would rather Bruce give you permission before you cast a spell on him, because last time I did it without permission, it was a big deal. So I wouldn't cast anything until he lets you.
Let's.
She turns his hair green now.
Keep it.
Is it like
classy.
not quite the right shade of green
You
to
might
match
need
his
to move
skin?
to a different place.
Yeah, it's just off enough to look terrible.
Kind of looking as you're like casting something at him, and he doesn't know what's going on. What are you doing?
Bruce, can I try casting something on you to see if it'll help your memory?
I guess.
Okay.
When did I update this tattoo? And he points to the one that has the anchor that says Enchantress's Song and has names written around it.
In the past 6 years.
Rix just goes and sits down on the bed.
I'm really hesitant to pull up Fixer.
He said you could do it. Do it. Come on, Cherry. Let's see if we can fix Bruce.
All right. She pulls him out. Actually, like, no ceremony. Gets him out. Presses buttons and sticks a little critter on your arm.
You should be familiar with Fixer though, because you had Fixer when you were younger.
You're right. I did.
So he's
But
kind
he's
of
still-
looking.
He's looking
There's
dope.
like
right
a
now.
quick intake of breath. He just.
Okay. How do you feel?
Okay, so what did you do with Fixer?
Lesser restoration.
Cast it to the field. Thank you.
Okay. I thought I had clicked it earlier, but I did not.
As Fixer quests out, using its little pincers and legs, it crawls up and down the arm, trying to sense for one of these conditions, looking for a disease, looking for it to be blight. Like it's kind of like very gently sticks its kind of pincers into Bruce's arm, kind of like it's almost like running a test there. Then continues to like you see Bruce's hand twitch. So it's like almost a little teeny tiny shock running through Fixer, like checking for paralysis essentially. Nope, he's got nerve conduction. That's working. He kind of you see a little bit of blood draw come up, and it kind of analyzes as Fixer continues to crawl up Bruce's arm up onto his neck, as it kind of like pokes its little camera head into his ear and kind of looks up and down and around. And then pulls onto the side of his face, puts its camera eye right in front of his eye, and like goes bright and watches his pupils dilate and then constrict and then dilate, just like okay, and like checks both sides.
Jerry.
Comes
Just
back down to
continue.
the original point, and then looks like the camera kind of looks up at you, and then you see the energy kind of as your spell discharges with no effect.
Thanks for trying, buddy.
Post a picture of Fixer. somewhere right
Ready?
here.
To tell you what's happened that we know of for the past 6 years, or do you still think we're pranking you?
Roll an insight check, Bruce.
If he rolls
That'll
I'm gonna
go over
die.
well.
Hey! The highest I can possibly roll. A 19.
Woohoo!
Something about what they're saying is ringing true. Like, if this is a prank, this is the most elaborate, most all-encompassing prank that you've ever experienced. And, like, they even got Jalira on it. And Jalira in the past has had a little hard time, like, keeping a straight face when these things happen. Like, even Kiz is on it. Kiz, you kind of like, not sure I want to be in on it. But even Kiz is like looking at you with this concerned face, like, no, this is real. And you're starting to kind of have mixed feelings about the situation.
Rick stands up and moves forward and kind of like gently moves past Jalira and into this room, and he's gonna look at him. His face, he's not wearing the covering. He's like, what is the last thing you remember doing?
I was on the song. Like I said, I was.
What happened on the song?
We got attacked.
Flashes of Captain Galvus dying come across your face.
It didn't go. It was bad, but I think we pulled it out for the most part.
Seeing Kish fall, hearing Odiana scream.
It's like rubbing his face. Why am I not there? What? It's been how many years? What?
Rick's
Are
kind
they
of like,
okay? Are they
Callista's face swimming in front of your head, and you just bringing that axe down to chop off her arm.
What's that?
Rick looks to Zanim and he's like, I think what we saw
Yeah,
Changed
I think that's the last
history?
thing she recalls.
it changed history. This
Bruce? Let me see your chest.
Your crew originally died.
they didn't.
What?
Not with what we saw. They didn't. Not all of them, at least.
The ship
How
was
everything
destroyed.
ended.
No, I mean some of them died, but the rest were.
Bruce,
What?
Bruce, slow down. Take a couple breaths. Let me see your chest. Yes, it's a very weird request from your sister. Do it anyway, please.
Okay. Why am I wearing this thing? How do I get it off?
I'll try and help.
Straps?
Okay. As Jalira starts helping you disrobe, Nyx, what are you doing?
She went into the bathroom and she kind of just sat at the vanity.
Oh, you went all the way back. Wait, what bathroom?
She's down in she's down in the lower rooms, administrative quarters bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Because they have private bathrooms, because they're like, that cool.
Yep. She's gonna just take a minute, check her face. She knows something changed with her. Gonna be like, Deke? Are you there? Do you know what just happened? Gonna go ahead and try and drop her form.
Okay. You drop your form. You see yourself looking at yourself in the mirror. Your dragon mark is there. It's still there, the aberrant mark. As you kind of look at it, it doesn't appear to have changed.
Okay. Just kind of gonna take a deep breath. She's gonna go ahead and try and pick a new form. See what happens with the mark. If it changes the same way it does normally.
Okay. Which new form would you like to pick?
She's just gonna go ahead and pick a random, not one that she's done before, half elf.
Okay. Roll me a percentile die.
Okay.
This form that you've selected, your dragon mark naturally, instinctively changes into a mark of storm.
All right. She'll go ahead and change back into Quinta. Just kind of gonna sit there for a minute. For the most part, she's kind of like the things you've said, like trying to process it herself. Because that's actually really, really hard if he doesn't remember anything. So.
Okay. So you take your time to kind of sit there at the vanity, kind of trying to cope in the moment of what has happened. Okay. Mm-hmm. So back to the group. Jalira, roll me a dexterity check.
Boy. Shit.
Nice. We are rolling great this session, guys.
Well played.
You know what that means? Our combat encounter is going to be bad.
Yep.
We're jinxing us.
Somehow, like, you're not entirely sure how you ended up briefly memorizing how he straps that thing on, but your hands fly across the buckles, everything loosens, and it just kind of comes off very nicely, beautifully, perfectly, smoothly off his shoulder.
Yeah, it's meant to be tricky to get off so that people can't take it off. So.
I know my straps.
I feel like the
It's a
artist
leatherworking thing, but she's gonna say that, but not know the.
she's not
gonna take the innuendo or catch the innuendo in there.
During this thing, Bruce is gonna try really hard not to stare at Rix.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. Okay, 12.
Rix. Now, Bruce, roll me a deception check. Or a stealth check, your choice.
Probably gonna be deception. He's a good liar. 16.
16. Rix, your passive perception?
17.
17.
I think it would be insight.
It'd be insight, I think.
Well, I mean, it could be either because he's looking.
That's true.
I could probably pick up on it, like just pick up something's wrong.
Like,
Not trying to necessarily read him.
He's doing pretty good at not so he's kind of
It's like, yeah, she's like pulling it off, and she just kind of keeps stealing glances at Rix.
Rex
Like,
is
it's-
just like,
yeah.
I'm gonna go to another room. And he's gonna go to go find Nyx. Looking around for her. Just moving around. Sorry.
She kind of wanders back and forth between two rooms looking for Nyx. You eventually find
Okay.
her. Okay, the shoulder piece has come off of Bruce.
What do I need to roll to see whether I'm so focused on Bruce that I pay any attention to Rix? Because if I pay attention to Rix, I'm gonna ask Cherry to go, can you go check on Rix? But if I'm solely focused on Bruce that I don't really notice Rix, then I wouldn't.
Roll me a concentration check,
Okay.
which is a Constitution saving throw.
Wait, which way did Rix go? Is he out here?
He went into the room with you briefly and kind of looked around for a bit and probably muttered something like, "Oh, where's Nyx? I guess Nyx isn't here." And then he went back out.
Would I have seen
focused
Nyx
on
when she
Bruce,
went
but-
that way?
She didn't go this way. She went
Okay.
the other way.
In case anybody's curious, Kiz is kind of just trying to read this room to figure out what happened.
Okay. Z, you do notice when Rix leaves. In fact, it's like you can hear that kind of note of where's Nyx? Like, this is obviously not the easiest thing for Rix to be going through right now either, apparently.
Okay.
Kiz, the room. Roll me an investigation check.
It's kind of shaking everyone up.
Yeah, it's like, what happened? What happened to our brother?
Investigation.
Oh my gosh, that's the best investigation I've ever rolled.
It's a pretty good
You know
one.
what?
Pretty good
Better
one.
than most of my investigations.
You kind of look into that room, kind of looking around. You see the carpet that's near that chair, like, it looks like it was disturbed at some point. Like, other than general walking, like, it kind of got shoved up and then it's been flattened back. The tables that you remember kind of brief. Did Kiz ever enter this room?
I don't
believe
think
she
so.
did. I don't believe she did. However, having been in the other room, like, there's the same level of neatness that that has been here, but you can see that this carpet, like, just from the looks of it, has been shoved up and then kind of smoothed back over, as if something had kind of shoved it up a good weight and had crunched it down, like it folded the carpet up and then it has been folded back down, and it looks like something has tried to press it flat so as to give it the appearance of undisturbed. However, with your 19, you were able to see that carpet was disturbed on some level.
All right,
Um,
I'll go ahead and
Same.
pull it up.
You pull the carpet up, like, nothing down there to make you think that there's a reason for it.
Sure.
You can see that where Z was lying on the couch, there's pillows that have been piled up in the corner where she had her head, versus in the other room when you woke up with Gora, the pillows had been kind of just evenly set on opposite ends of the couch. The bed looks a little rumpled from where Rix has been laying in it.
It doesn't look like none of us were like tucked in though, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, Z had her cloak wrapped around her.
Yeah, but nothing that looked like
The ghost came and said,
the ghost came back and were like, "You guys need to be snug."
Let's lure them into a false sense of security and then rip out their heart. No, none of that.
No, none of that?
I wouldn't
Okay.
be disturbed by that, but we are in a Cannith facility.
And Mike is running our game.
As you approach the desk where Jalira is, sorry, I apologize. You can notice that where her metal bits on her arms have been on the desk long enough to have left little imprints in the wood, and there you can see whoever helped her into that position kind of like pulled this arm up and kind of scraped it across the wood. You can see where the wood's been slightly scraped, but whoever set her there didn't see it because it was under her arm.
This is weird.
Oh my gosh. You gonna say it?
Say it's weird. Somebody put us in these places, guys.
Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know how to explain it. It's like somebody gave Z pillows and placed you on the thing with the thing.
That's creepy.
Kids, roll an insight check for me.
Be inside.
I don't know what I'm inside.
It's my lantern. My lantern did it.
The folded corner of the carpet makes you think that somebody stumbled and fell back on it and had enough weight on their body that bent the carpet. And then when that body was relieved, the carpet, whoever moved the body then tried to straighten out the carpet.
Guys, I wonder how long we were out.
No. Does anybody feel hungry?
Do we feel hungry?
You guys could eat.
I mean, does my bladder feel like 1 day, 2 days?
You could really use the facility right now. It would be really good. Like Bruce, kind of like with the whole distraction of now thinking back to, well, what's going on with my body? Your body's like,
And now I can't stop thinking about it.
Okay.
Yep.
There she goes.
If you run into the bathroom, I'll follow you.
Dang nabbit.
Oh no.
So,
we've
back in
been
the main
here.
room.
How long have we been here?
Guara's just kind of sitting on her hunches, looking at Bruce, kind of eyeballing him, tilting her head every now and then. Z, Bruce has removed that chest piece off his shoulder. Are you gonna give him the chance to try and remove his shirt by himself, or are you just gonna run over and just like...
Yes, I will let him remove his shirt by himself.
Bruce, are you gonna remove your shirt by yourself?
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. He seems a little bit more comfortable now that it's only him and Z in the room and he's taking off his clothes.
Sorry.
Still a little uncomfortable, but it's like
Fewer people staring at him. I get it.
undoing the buttons. What do you? 6 years? What do they? I mean, that's what looks. What? Why is he blue?
You know that he's not blue. He's gray. You know that
Bluish
they're
gray.
changelings.
Well, yeah, that's why they always look like something else.
What did you think they looked like underneath? They have to look like something on their own.
Yeah, you see, Bruce is just kind of like trying to process that line of thinking.
And as Bruce gets to the last button, he kind of untucks the very bottom of his shirt, opens and kind of looks down. Bruce, your chest has scars on it. Like 6 years worth of pirate hunting scars that you have no recollection of getting.
Oh, what happened?
Also scars.
Particularly massive scar on your left pectoral. It's almost if somebody had like shaved the skin layer off completely. And it's regrown, it's healed. Z, as you're looking at his chest, he has no aberrant dragon mark on his chest.
Does he have any mark at all on his chest?
No dragon mark exists on his chest, just a massive scar where roll me a wisdom check. Not a save, just a check.
Had to run out eventually, yes.
Then, as I've described, that is what you see.
What did you need to see much? Why have so many? What happened?
You can
I'm
cover
kinda
back
ripped.
up. Now, why don't you and I sit down and talk for a few minutes, and you look at me like I'm an actual smart human being and not just your dorky little sister, okay?
Bruce is kind of like patting himself, like he's kind of unfamiliar with his body.
I'll explain as much as I can. Put your clothes back on, and we'll sit and
Kinda
I'll tell
pats
you
down.
about the last 6
Kind of
years.
do like he kind of does the whole like pat down the front, and then almost like you're checking your keys and then your back pocket, and you see him kind of like stop for a second, like.
People like to shoot you in the butt. I don't know why. You might have some scars back there. I don't know. But if there are some craters, it's because you keep getting shot in the butt. Who knows?
Yeah, bigger. Yeah, he starts like buttoning his shirt up really quickly.
Okay, Z goes and sits on the couch and is like, come on, you ready to listen like I'm an adult who knows what I'm talking about and commands the attention of lecture halls at the university? Because I'm a
Did
professor
what?
at the
Like,
university.
did you get into the university?
Not only did I get into the university, I'm a professor.
Okay.
Sears Brews.
Six-
So,
what-
I'm going to start with the last thing before we woke up that the rest of us remember. Which includes some real weird shit. We're at a creepy Caneth facility in the Mournlands called Whiteheart.
The Mournland, like you know where.
The Mournland, yes. We're on an adventure to save Pipes, who was kidnapped, and we will get into
Wait,
all
what?
of that.
What?
Pipes has been kidnapped. We're trying to save him.
I was gone for 3 days.
You missed the last 6 years, apparently. We've been on an adventure together for a couple of months now, trying to rescue Pipes.
Okay.
And stop
guys have
evil
been on an adventure, and I-
warlords from destroying the world.
How did I get here?
So let me start with what happened here in this room, in this creepy Caneth facility, okay? Well, not this room, the other room. We've been battling ghosts. And they didn't like you very specifically because you had an aberrant dragon mark on your chest.
I had a what?
An aberrant dragon mark. I'm not done yet. Just let me finish, and then you can ask all the questions you want, okay?
Like one of those, like from Pipes' stories? Like those dark, evil, like.
It's not evil. People say bad things about them. You've convinced me that they're wrong. Nyx has one too. It's a big
What?
thing.
She what?
Let me finish, then I will answer all of your questions. I promise. Can I get through my story now? I love you. I know you're smart. You've got this. You just need to listen.
Okay. Okay. Bruce like kind of looks back at his chest and kind of like pulls his shirt open a little bit, like making sure there's nothing there.
Oh, we're at a creepy Caneth facility looking for something called the Schema to keep evil Warforged from taking over the world and killing Pipe. That's a real oversimplification, but we're in the Mournlands. It's bad. We managed to get over here, and there was a very pretty dragon shard that Cherry wanted to touch. And rather than just pick it up, I was doing a spell to identify the dragon shard and see if there were any spells or anything on it. And then it started to glow, and Rex was like, huh, what's going on here? And you interrupted my magic, which you should never, ever do. And you picked up the dragon shard. And from what I'm guessing, all of us were sucked into this like magic thing in your head. There was this creepy guy who was talking to us and brought us all throughout your history. And this is where it sounds real effed up, Bruce, but you're gonna have to trust me. We saw this thing where I wasn't born yet, but I was, percolating. And you were a cute little half-elf boy. And apparently our mom and dad did something that some other half-elf didn't like. So he used the dragon shard and turned us into half-orcs.
He's pointing back at the room like where you had said.
A dragon shard changed us half-elves to half-orcs. And I was born this way, though I wasn't made this way, which explains your pretty blue eyes. And then we started going more throughout your history with some strange guy narrating stuff. But that whole we used to be half-elves things really stuck out because the guy who took us to the orphanage was the guy who cursed us and then killed mom and dad.
What do you mean, mom and dad?
Weird crap. I warned ya. And then we started going.
What do you mean we were half-elves? We got dropped off by our uncle who was distinctly an orc.
This guy's self is a thing.
You may have a half-sister. I still don't know how all that works out. She may be a murderous bitch. You may have just cut off her hand. Well,
what?
We're getting there. Give me a few minutes.
For this.
So, we're going through your history. Maybe she wasn't actually our sister. I don't know what was... I was still in the oven. I don't understand what was going on in the pictures. And we'll all have to analyze this later to figure out what we all saw and see if we can make sense of the whole former half-elf, now half-orc thing. Which is very concerning to me, but the fact that you missed the past 6 years is even more concerning. So, then we went forward in your history until we all landed on the Enchantress song in your head as you're doing things your sister should never ever see you do. Never, ever. I'm scarred for life. I kind of want to burn my eyes out. And then your ship got attacked. Now, in the version of this story that you had told us previously, everybody died real quick. That's how things played out in the version of the story that we saw. In the history that we'd heard before, you didn't really get up above decks. You didn't get to see Callista. Everybody died, and you wound up floating on the wreckage in the sea, and then you became a captain and a pirate hunter.
As the second she says you become a captain and a pirate hunter, pain rips through your physical being. Z, watching across, you see physical pain, almost as if one of the wraiths had come back out and had dug its claws into him, doing that same kind of what you know to be necrotic damage, as it kind of pulls at him and crosses his face. He is, for all intents and purposes, you see that he is hurting when you say these words.
Yeah, Bruce is like kind of like looking at her and like reaches back and grabs the back of the couch and like snaps part of it off as he's trying to like keep himself together.
Apparently, cognitive dissonance does necrotic damage.
So would Z, with her knowledge of magic, be able to put together that telling him about what he really missed in the past 6 years hurts him?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Or is it just specific parts of history? Because she just told him a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, I'm telling him about all the things that were like
The stuff
That were
specific to him.
changed.
That particular event.
No, why can't I get stealth checks like that or perception checks like that? You know,
Someone is jealous, just a little.
I'm getting a skill check at me.
Kind of watching it like,
okay. Okay.
What is?
Okay, so what kind of conclusions would Bruce make with that kind, or would Z make from that kind of Arcana check?
from that kind of Arcana check, Z would be able to infer that this conversation is deeply troubling him. Having never seen magic like this ever, it's making a stretch, but you can kind of see like maybe talking about this past that is no longer part of him, or that he at the very least doesn't remember, is causing these triggers. Bruce, for your part, you, like, as she says, as the pain resolves, because she stops talking about it, the pain resolves, and you have flashes of becoming a captain on a ship. You're not sure about this whole pirate hunting thing, but you were a captain of a ship.
I think I remember some of that. I don't think you got all the details right.
Brother darling, it seems like if I talk too much about your past, like that I know of the past 6 years, it hurts you. Do you want to know or not?
Look, if this is a prank,
Yes, because I would purposely cause you pain even in a prank. You know me better than that.
I mean, you've done some,
I said purposely.
I mean, throwing those caltrops down when I was trying to cross the lawn was not,
Wow, we're mean.
I didn't realize we were that mean. Shoot.
Okay. It's kind of a lot for like.
Able to talk about Pipes' kidnapping without it causing you pain. Let's see.
Pipes got kidnapped by who? What? You said angry.
I've said it like 3 times and it didn't hurt you.
Okay.
What happens if I talk about Lyrenton? The good Warforged of Lyrenton.
That sounds like a storybook.
It's not. They were very nice, and we may have seen an army on their way to crush them. We're not quite sure. We really wanted to go back and help them, but we had to finish here first.
Tia being of the Mornland.
A creepy Cannith facility in the middle of the Mornland called Whiteheart. None of this appears to be hurting you, so I think it's just when I talk about you and your past specifically. Because I was able to tell you that you had a dragon mark and that didn't hurt. It's just when I've mentioned your adventures at sea. I
You've
can
had
keep
several
telling you what I
adventures at
know,
sea.
but it might hurt you. I don't know, and I don't want to hurt you, but I also want to be able to tell you as much as I can about what's happened the past 6 years.
Is my crew alright? Is the song okay? Tor,
Honestly,
did Tor
have-
make it out? Jeez.
I honestly have no idea. The last thing that we saw from inside your head, which was super weird, was you cutting off Callista's arm.
Who?
That you ran up the stairs yelling, "Ah, Callista!" and then you fought her and cut off. You should remember that part, even if you don't remember your motivations.
The leader of the other.
Yes.
Yeah, mine did I run out? Okay. Yeah, that's like slowly as it's been going on. This is transition from like Bruce just being bewildered and kind of belligerent to like there's like a quiet terror behind his eyes as he's trying to figure out what's going on, and definitely just shook to the core.
So her name was Callista, and you spent the last 6 years trying to track her down and kill her for murdering your crew.
But she was
And
dead.
then got put back into this weird timeline thing, and before she could murder all of your crew, you effing killed her. I don't know what that changed, but you don't have a dragon mark anymore.
And
you don't remember the last 6 years. I don't know what happened to your crew after you killed Callista.
Okay, I should find out. I need to go check on them.
You can't go anywhere. We're in the Mournland.
Right.
We're on a mission to save pipes. It's been 6 years.
Okay. Well, then we should go, right? We should. Are we
We
done?
should go save pipes.
Well, yeah. Where are we done? Where are we?
We're nowhere near done.
In this meantime, while you've been sharing this recollection of events with Bruce, Rix, having left the room, having gone and sought after Nick, you find her in the bathroom, taking a moment to kind of...
Hey.
Hi.
Does,
You okay?
Um.
Of course not.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the same answer for you. Not okay.
You know, I've never had emotion actually make me feel like throwing up before, and I kind of feel like throwing up.
Yeah, I
Kind
get
of
the
weird.
feeling. Yeah, I definitely want to vomit a bit.
But we can't dwell on this. We have no idea how long we were out, or who.
we
have
have to convince Bruce to go along with us, and that to
Maybe it's
keep
best-
going.
Maybe it's best he doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember 6 years.
I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're just like, we're both trying to process this, actually. It would figure when we're finally starting to be actual friends, something like this would happen.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Well, we'll just.
Does your dragon mark have anything to say about it?
No. It's still there. Still, I mean, I saw it. And everything.
Is it not talking to you, or is it just not talking to you right now?
Don't know.
That voice we heard, the one from the shard, the thing in the shard. Something about it, I can't put my finger on it. I don't want to say it sounds familiar, I just don't. There's just something about it. I hate this place. I mean, we're losing things, right? Bruce lost his memory, and we're losing our sanity.
I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna come here after everything is over and just be here on my own, somewhere in the Mournland. Figure
Yes.
out whatever it is. No one will find me.
He kind of looks at her like, you know, when I talked about us not having to share everything, I'm not going to tell you that you have to share it with me, but if you want to, you can say it. I'm here. It was more about having the choice. If I didn't want, I or you didn't want to talk about it, or whatever it might be, we wouldn't feel compelled to.
I miss having orders. You know how odd that is to realize?
Yeah,
Well,
there's a safety.
Anyway.
No, there's a safety in someone else telling you what to do because then you know what to do. Without having orders, we're having to try to figure it out on our own. And that's terrifying. Don't run away to the Mournland. Not here. Please don't. Not here.
I know you hate it. I know everyone hates it. It's not
You
that
like it.
bad.
You like it?
A little. Kind of fun. I know, I'm crazy, but I already knew that. You already knew that.
Well, I mean, it's good though. That, well, not that you like it. That's a little concerning, but for so long, it felt like we had to like the same things because of who we were. It's good to know that there are differences.
I need to put myself together. I'm sorry. What?
No. I was just gonna ask you. Well, we've only explored a part of this place. We haven't really. Do you think that was one of those things that they talked about being protections against aberrants?
It didn't seem like it. I mean, usually, I mean, those things would. I don't know. I don't know anything of what just happened. I missed the whole. You said something about a crystal. I was in the other room.
We found a dragon shard, and we thought, well, you know, Jalira is desperate for a dragon shard, and was ogling Phelan's for a while, to the point where Phelan looked a little uncomfortable about it. But Z was identifying it, or expecting it, and then it started to glow with a sort of aberrant energy. It reminded me of your mark and bruises. And so I stopped Z. In the middle of the spell, she keeps blaming Bruce. And every time I try to speak up, she keeps going. But that was me, and Bruce, I think, out of trying to protect probably the rest of us, took it into his hands. And and then everything was dark. And then that voice appeared, and And then we went into his past. I mean, our past. There's some things I wish we hadn't seen again. I really wish we hadn't seen that adventure again. But we went so far back, and I mean, if what we saw can be trusted, that thing was responsible. Is why I think Bruce had an aberrant mark.
Yes, I mean, like, I saw the visions, and
But that was
that makes sense. You could see that the father, his face, he got a apparent dragon mark from a mark of storm.
That's what Bruce's was, wasn't
Weird.
it? It looked a lot like Bruce's mark, but in a different
Perhaps.
place.
Anyway, the thing said it was helping him, maybe giving him a second chance to remove a trauma. And maybe that's for the best for him. I don't know. But it's fine. He doesn't really remember anything that just happened, all of the things. He doesn't remember that he...
This is really bothering you.
Yes! And I'm trying not to be. It's not...
Well, I mean, no, we can't fix it necessarily, but you shouldn't hide that it's bothering you. I mean, like, did you see his face when he looked at me?
Huh. I did.
He looked horrified.
I know.
You know, a few days ago, he was telling me about how he was a little upset with me that I kept it from him what I looked like. And that he liked the way I looked. And it was one of those moments where I was like, wow, I spent a lot of time wasted. And I had a really good friend right in front of me the whole time. And then the look on his face. It bloody hurt. But you have a right to be upset too. I know you rely on him. I mean, I know how you feel about him.
And I shouldn't. And it's fine. Kind of said that. I know it. The feeling. He kind of said that.
Nyx. Your eyes. He's kind of leaning in closer.
What's wrong?
They look lighter.
Doesn't matter. Like, it. Fine. And it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, your eyes are lighter. Just a little bit. What's going on?
She's gonna kind of like eyes changing. Whatever. I'm a changeling. They happen. It changes, and I don't know. Whatever. Just hurt.
He draws her and pulls her into a hug, like a really tight hug. And he's like, I would say you could punch me to make you feel better, but I know how hard you punch, and that would hurt a lot.
She's gonna kind of like push him off and be like, no, like, you don't understand. No, like.
No, I don't
fine.
understand, which is why I'm asking you to
stop.
talk.
Like, just stop, okay?
Rix,
Not quite.
as you watch, her eyes get lighter and lighter and lighter, and you start to smell the distinct smell of ozone in the air.
What? No, shoot beef.
Nix. You're right, I don't understand anything. I don't understand anything at all. You're right. I don't understand what you're going through. I don't know what it's like to have the look, and I don't know what it's like to have those feelings you have. I don't.
Like,
God.
just
He's like,
leave me alone, okay? And she's literally gonna kind of go into the bathroom. Yeah, is there something that she can break?
Well, there's plenty in there that you can break.
Yeah, she's gonna punch something. Actually,
Rix
she's
hears
gonna
the
punch
distinct
mirror.
sound. Rix hears the distinct sound of a mirror shattering. At which point, Nyx hears Seek's voice. The voice that she hears sounds stressed and tired and haggard and fatigued. Just calm down. And the same kind of peaceful cold kind of floods through you in the situations where she's kind of pulled you in and had conversations with you in the past. That same kind of cold numbing flows into you. But you also get the feeling that she's not just talking to you.
She needs to look at her chest. Oh my gosh.
Rix is gonna be like, Nyx.
She's gonna stop herself right there.
Check yourself in the mirror. With whatever's
She's
left.
going to kneel. And she's gonna get herself to a meditative state. See if she can kind of like meet Seek in her head. In a way, because there's a slight connection or whatever is going on, and she's gonna try and bring herself there and see what's going on in her head just a bit.
So we'll go to that point. Jalira, Kiz, you've both relieved yourselves.
Can I?
I forgot about that.
Oh, by the way, Goro's gone to the end of the corridor and has marked her territory. I figured she probably needed to too.
I see that.
And we'll see if some sort of cleaning wraith comes back and is angry because a big cat came and
Peed.
yeah.
Chef
Oh no, I'm thinking she had more to do.
Oh.
And then that corridor, slightly foul odor, stench kind of emits, wafts back towards the group. But anyways, Kiz, Jalira, what are you doing at this point?
Based on my experience of sometimes going without food for a couple days out in the wilderness, is there something I can roll to kind of estimate how long we were out?
Roll me a survival check.
Hit.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Isn't that 3?
That need to pee just overcomes. You can't even think straight.
Yeah, I was just like, all I know is I feel good now.
Okay. Your best guess? somewhere between 1 and 3 days.
Oh my goodness. All right, so she's gonna step out of the loo
What the F, man?
and look at Jalira and say, "I'm sorry. Maybe they made it."
Oh, I'm just imagining kids walking out of the bathroom and looking at her and saying, "I'm sorry."
Because you have in no way explained that it's been about 1 to 3 days since you've been down.
But it was on her mind. It was already on Jalira's mind.
I think
Julia, roll me a survival check.
they may have made it. They had a strong force. We gave them a little bit of warning, I think.
Julia, you have a distinct impression that you've probably been asleep for about 5 days.
Oh no.
So 2'9" Kiz is just gonna go up and hug her legs. Maybe they'll be okay. They're strong.
Because there's no way to know until we can get Z to send this bed to send it spell, but I don't know. It kind of feels like it's been 5 days. That's plenty of time for them to get to Ironton
And
take
plenty
them
of time
out.
for the Emerald Claw to beat us to the schema. I don't know what force in this universe thought it was a good idea to knock us out for that long. At least it could have given us our hit points back. That was out of character.
Was it?
At least, I mean,
Can she get inspiration
usually
for
when
that?
we slept this long, we feel better, you know, but I don't feel better.
We failed them.
No, you did. We didn't. We did what we could. It's up to them now. We helped seal that tunnel. We did make things a little better. So
Did you see that army headed there?
Yes. For the viewers who don't know, we're talking about Lyrenton, the town of Warforges. Shortly before we started the stream, there was we saw an army heading towards Lyrenton. We knew they were going to be under attack, and Jalira had basically made friends with the Warforges there.
Yeah,
She wanted
okay,
to.
no way.
She wanted to move there. So
Except for the fact that the food's poison.
the food is poison for for things that rely on food like us.
In truth, you're right. Warforged have a natural immunity to disease, and the magical disease that spreads there corrupts the food, making it inedible. However, at this point in time, this seems like a good place where we can take a break, grab a
But yeah,
drink,
Jalira's probably bumping.
do the same thing that Kizriel just did, and we will come back and see you guys in about 15 minutes. Thanks.
Okay, we're gonna go destroy a bathroom. Got it.
And welcome back. We're here dealing with the continued aftermath of what has just happened to our poor party. We'll take this time to turn to Z and Bruce right now.
So did Bruce hear like the? Cause she yelled something at Rix, and then there would have been a mirror breaking.
You don't understand. You don't understand, and then crash.
And then do we hear crying from the other room?
Probably
Roll me a
sobbing.
perception check.
Welcome to the Mournland.
Because I mean,
Where if you're not crying
like,
while you're pooping, you're smashing mirrors.
I don't see Jalira as a loud crier.
No.
She's the kind of person who would do her best for people to never know she's upset. So, but I mean, the gasps. If you're listening close enough, you'll be able to hear the gasps.
Flora has the weirdest line of sight, by the way.
Probably squeak.
It's little whimpers.
Oh yeah, and little chipmunk squeaks.
So, Bruce, you've had a lot of information thrown on you in a little bit of time. Part of you has tracked that the screaming, the crashing mirror. Part of you kind of hears the very soft sobs coming from the other room, and you're still kind of in this phase of, I to have no clue what's going on.
To be fair, he also had a straight line of sight to see that jaguar go make a mess down there.
That's
She's
fair.
just proud.
There's a
She's
lot
gonna-
happening.
Nice.
There's a lot happening.
I don't know where the edge of the room is, but I want to
See,
put it right
you,
outside.
on the other hand, heard very specifically, you don't understand. You don't understand. And then the sound of a breaking mirror. And for some strange reason, you really tune like it's that best friend magic. Like you can tell. Like you hear a kind of a soft sob, and you know Jalira is hurting in her soul.
Oh,
You're muted.
Z's gonna be like, all right, I think you need a minute, Bruce. So why don't you just sit here for a moment? Please don't move. I will be right back.
You see the jaguar pooping in the corner, right?
Her name's Guara, and we love her. It's fine. It's not these rooms magically clean up messes. I'm sure it won't be there in 10 minutes.
Having heard her name, just
Will you stay there for just a minute for me, Bruce?
as he's being stared
promise
down by a jaguar.
He's just,
Right here for a minute.
just watching the jaguar.
I need a verbal response here, or at least a head nod or something. Will you please stay right here until I come back? I won't be long. Okay, that's a
Still
nod.
staring. Just nodding slowly while staring at the jaguar.
like you start to nod, and the jaguar kind of turns out and just kind of nods it and bobs it with you.
Okay, so from there, Z will wander into here and not see anybody. So she's gonna come find Cherry and be like, "What's up?" Real quick, I'm sorry. I really want to pay attention to you, but Bruce has lost his mind.
I know. It's understandable.
But you crying is important. So, what's up?
Remember that time I had a huge commission with that snobby noble and I was working overtime and I forgot to eat for like 5 days?
Yes.
Honestly, that's what I feel like. I think it's been that long, or maybe I'm completely off, but I'm just so sure we're too late.
These
just
words
same
entered your
word.
head.
Somewhere different from where I was when we all got sucked into Bruce's head. Magic is weird. It could spend 5 days.
As those weirds kind of culminate your head, the thought of 5 days standing in a bathroom, you feel an urge.
Goes and takes care of business.
Cool. Rick,
Sorry.
We're slowly
Oh,
sifting
one by one, we're realizing how bad we gotta go.
Juxtaposition between how horrible this all is.
We're like a Marvel movie. You just have all these serious moments and then ha 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 potty comedy. Continue. I'm
Rick,
Quality
sorry.
content.
Tell me what-
Quality content.
The content that people come here for. Yes, yeah.
what are you doing as Nick's wandering from there?
He's standing outside the door and he's like, Nix, you might want to check your chest.
As you step in and look at Nyx,
I'm
she's
peeking
kneeled
in.
down-
I am not stepping in. I am peeking in.
you kind of glance, you kind of like,
Creepier.
I mean, he's
she's
the worker.
kneeled down. She has her hands on her lap, kind of in the meditation pose. Her eyes are wide open, and what you see is the same kind of aberrant light that lights aberrant marks flickering in her eyes.
That's not
But she
creepy
shows
at all.
no sign of having seen you peek around the corner.
Rex is like, I should leave her be. I think that would be the best course of action right now. Otherwise, I will end up dead. So he's going to gently. You want me to make a wisdom saving throw? Seriously, or as a joke?
Seriously.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm really great at those, guys.
Say, who knows what she's got now? Bruce's mark had some mind control powers mixed in there.
As you kind of peek in, you're like, I should leave. And your eyes kind of lock onto her eyes, and you feel a very familiar sensation of almost being pulled out of your body, and you rush, and you find yourself standing side by side with Nyx in a kind of dark environment. It's cool. There's light fog on the ground.
What just happened?
Nyx, you wake up in this place. It's a place where Seek has pulled you before. You're kind of like looking around. You kind of find your way. You kind of stand up slowly, looking around, and Rix is by your side suddenly.
And Rix is going, what's going on?
What are you doing here?
That's what I'd like to know.
This is my head.
Yeah. I was looking in to check on you, and then I looked at you, and you had your eyes were glowing like what Mark does, and I was trying to get away because I didn't. And
That
you
is
were obviously
creepy.
in your, and now I'm here. So, what is this place?
Seek's place. It's placed in my head where she takes it.
As you say that, you hear what could only be defined as a guttural, bestial roar of anger and rage that kind of rips through the air.
What was that?
I do.
I'm sorry. He's a little hard to contain right now.
Is
that Zeke?
That's Seek that's talking.
Yes.
Seek, is that Kuma?
Sort of. I think. I don't really know.
Oh. Okay.
Neat. Go.
Turns out that without his normal host's capacity to control himself and his wonderful charismatic nature, I'm not sure this is the same entity right now. I do know that he's very upset, and that it takes all of my considerable strength to contain him here.
Is there something I can do?
Figure out a way to put it back on him.
Oh.
Well, how are we supposed to do that? The dragon shot is gone. Do we really want to throw that trauma back on him?
Not really. Oh, God.
But if... Zeke, is it... I have a question for you. What happens if, he doesn't get back to where he was?
At which point you feel yourself thrust back out of this place into your body. Nyx, you're kind of brought forth back out of your meditative state. And you both kind of hear in your minds a lingering whisper, "You'll lose your sister."
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to traumatize him again.
Nyx, I need you to roll me a D100, please. Kind of take a moment, and you're not even sure what you're saying, but Rix, you hear Nyx just kind of start babbling, talking randomly, saying things. Nyx, you're not even aware you're doing it.
Nyx?
As you just kind of uncontrollably babble out words.
Nyx?
And you're not really capable of stringing sentences together.
Am I still thinking normally?
You're still thinking normally, however, you're unable to talk anything more than nonsense at this time.
Okay.
Nyx? Oh.
To which she responds, the cow goes moo.
All right, well, let's try this.
She speaks ancient truths.
Traveler, is that you? Sorry. He's gonna be like,
Stars black.
blink once for yes and twice for no. I have to think
You're
of a
able to
question
do
now.
so.
Okay.
Huh?
All right.
You are able
blink.
to do so.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, he didn't tell me which one to do.
And then he's like, okay, do you still have your journals?
Blinks twice.
Once for yes, twice for no? So you
Or
don't have your
blinks
journals?
once.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you show me where your journals are?
Do I have my backpack on me?
I don't know. Did you take it off in your sullen mood?
No. She keeps her
Then you
backpack
still-
with her
you
at
still have- you
all
still have
times.
your backpack on then.
Okay. She kind of goes to her bag and takes out her journals.
All right. See if you can write something. Write down.
She kind of
Must-
doesn't know why he's not understanding her.
Write down for me. What was the first time? Where was the first time you met Nightingale?
Okay.
Intricately drawn middle fingers.
Sorry, I meant to do that differently. Okay, she goes ahead and writes on a mission in Karna.
Did she write it that way?
Yes.
Okay. Now say that out loud.
You want me to come up with something, Mike? Okay. Stars,
Just go
black,
back.
blue, red, all snow.
All right. So
All snow.
you just said to me, stars black. And then he repeats back what she said to him. That's what you're saying to me. That's what I am hearing from you. It could just be me, but we should
Oh,
check with someone else.
blue.
I'll be right back. He's gonna go out to the hallway. Briefly. Run right past Bruce!
Guara has just as close as she can get her nose to Bruce's nose.
Rick just keeps going.
Sitting there with a wide eye, just staring down. And in this moment, he is thinking, I have to pee so bad.
So he gets there, so you should probably jump up to the other people.
Yep. Z, you finish what you need to finish.
Z a little too preoccupied with Bruce to think about Lyrington, so she just passes Cherry and gives her a big hug and then goes back out to Bruce and walks right past Nyx. Or Rix.
And
Rex,
you guys kind of
wait.
What's up?
No. Come with me for a moment, please. And he like rushes back to his room at his 40 feet.
I'll be back in just a minute, Bruce. Remember, right there.
Laura's tongue has come to like the front of her mouth, and you can kind of see the tip of it sticking out of her mouth.
All right, Nyx, read what's on the paper.
Do I say something else or
Something else random comes out of your
okay? Icicle, flower, glitter, blue, purple.
Those are like pretty things for Nyx.
Rix just looks at Zanine. She's supposed to be saying, I met her in Karnath.
Are you okay?
Night, dark.
Do you
Blue
have any
light.
clue what just happened to Nyx? She seemed okay. I've been really preoccupied since we woke up from our 5-day nap.
Glitter.
Okay, Nyx and I were having a conversation. It got a little intense, and I started to smell ozone, which is something I recall feeling around Bruce when he was angry. And then she went to the bathroom because, being upset, broke the mirror, and then went to meditate. Or I went with her I went to peek in on her, ended up sucked into whatever world her dragon mark created for her. By the way, we need to get that thing back into Bruce, or it's gonna kill her. Just thought you should know that. And when we got back, that happened.
So you went into Nyx's head. I'm just clarifying and making sure I understand.
Something like that. I don't know if it's her head or whatever space she goes to, but I was pulled in with her. And
you went into Nyx's head.
And her dragon mark told us, and Bruce's dragon mark's inside her, I think. And if we don't get it back inside him, it's going to kill her.
I mean, getting Bruce back was kind of a high priority, but when I talked to Bruce about anything that... Okay, not anything. It appears to be fairly ship-related.
Look,
anything about his life not with us, maybe? I don't know. I haven't quite gotten there yet. It caused some excruciating pain.
I'm just saying.
Well, Bruce wouldn't want Nyx to die, for sure.
And I'm not looking to re-traumatize him. It's not... I think he'd be much happier and be how Bruce was before. But I would really like my sister not to die.
I would really like your sister not to die too. That seems like a really good priority.
So we need to figure out how to get it back into him. Not just the memories now, but all of it.
I'm on board. I have no idea how to do that.
Yeah. And I have a bad feeling it's going to require us to continue on and
maybe find the schema here. Maybe the schema will somehow set things right because it did all sorts of crazy magical things before.
Yeah, a box of light that will do that, and hopefully nobody else is going to get you dragon marks in the process.
Oh, you don't think you and Terry would like dragon marks like the rest of
No,
us?
I'm real good.
I mean, whether it's aberrant or not is about 50-50.
Yeah, I'm a changeling, so it's gonna be aberrant for sure, and I'm pretty sure Cherry's is going to be aberrant too, unless
While
in
they're
a past life
talking...
I was made into a changeling, and I was, I don't know, an elf or something in the past.
While they're talking,
while they're talking, Nyx is gonna go ahead and undress herself.
So she's just gonna start stripping. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here we go. Bet.
Because she can't talk to you guys and say anything. But she's
Kind of
one.
undress.
She will.
You kind of pull off everything. Plain chest.
Okay. She is gonna go ahead and get into the bath though. Just kind of like, all right, you guys. I can't say anything. You're freaking out. I don't know what else to do.
See Bruce's mark on the outside, so that might be a good thing. I'm not quite sure. We will figure this out. We will not let Rix die. We will get Bruce back somehow, hopefully without killing him in the process. Also, did you know that Cherry and Kiss seem to think that we were out for 5 days?
To be honest, it's a kind of facility. Anything could happen.
Okay, I'm
That's
gonna
the
go back.
Eberron version of it's 2020.
It's the
I'm
more.
gonna go back to Bruce now.
Yeah,
and we will figure everything out.
We need to spend
we've got
less time talking and more time moving.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought we
let's
were-
do that. Except that we have to do some talking, or
Well,
my
yeah.
brother is going to continue to think we're all somehow crazily pranking him. I don't know.
I'm not really in a good position to do that, so I will let you continue to work your sisterly magic on him.
Yeah, well, right now he's with Guara, and he doesn't seem particularly happy about it. Poor Guara.
Or Guara.
She doesn't understand what's going on. Okay, let me go save Bruce from the loving cat.
At which point, like the cat looking at Bruce, Bruce having not engaged, has kind of dropped its head, its ears have kind of, and jumped down and gone into the other room.
Like a kitty.
Is that like a staring contest that I win?
At which point, Gora comes over here and kind of nuzzles up to Kiz and has very concerned face on.
Shall we go back and check on everyone?
Go
Okay,
on.
Bruce. Or who are you with now? Guara?
I'm with Guara, Kiz, and Jalira.
Okay, cool.
So, I know this is probably the stupidest time to bring this up, but we've pretty well searched these rooms, right?
I think so.
Maybe we should head back to the center chamber.
Hey, Mike,
Jalira, did you leave when Kiz left?
I'll dawdle a little to catch up.
Okay, yeah. Yes, Bruce?
that piano, is it still playing?
Softly, yes.
Wait, did we recognize the music? Or is it just Bruce? I don't remember.
I didn't recognize it.
I think Bruce recognized it.
Well, Bruce was having a staring contest with a cat. Did he?
He did happen to hear bits of it, and again, he had that kind of very familiar. You've heard that tune before, and anybody who's passed by the piano has a very familiar, vague memory of it as well, as it was a song that Bruce's mom was humming to him at some point in his history before he became a half-orc.
Z was paying very close attention to that. Would she pick that up?
You'd been very, very distracted.
Okay.
Like, kind of like now that you're kind of listening to it, everybody's kind of coming back together in the central room. Bruce has kind of looked up and heard something familiar. You kind of follow his eyesight towards the piano, and that's when it kicks in for you. Rick's kind of taking this moment to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Everybody kind of now has a slight familiarity with this tune that's been playing.
that one of Will and Pipes used to play?
No, I don't think
Kind
so.
of went into your head.
Hmm?
Remember how I talked about how we all took a trip into your head? And how we used to be half-elves? Very confusing, I understand. But during that part of your history, we heard our half-elf mother playing this song.
Not playing, humming.
Sing this song.
Okay.
Now what you know, bud? Well, that's not true. I know a lot more than you do right now, but that's just because in this specific circumstance, we've lost you
Yeah,
a lot.
I know. You always know more than I do. Okay.
Well, she is now mentally 4 years older than you.
You are my big brother. I don't need to hear any of that nonsense. We've been through an awful lot of this. Yes, I am very smart. So are you. You can handle this, whatever this is. But Nyx is gonna die if we don't somehow fix things with you and your marks. So that'll be fun.
What?
She's-
Why is
what?
Nyx is Nyx okay?
Nyx? Hi. Oh wait, Nyx isn't in the room. Just go say hi to Nyx and you'll see.
Where is she? She in the
Say hi back.
No, she hasn't stopped babbling. The whole
where's
time you
Nyx?
guys were talking, she was still babbling, I
In
think.
the other bathroom, and Z points the way.
Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna go check.
Head over if, like, he was told to go check on her, he would go.
You, Bruce!
Darkness. No.
Okay. So,
Sorry.
I think we need to get everybody together and discuss next steps.
Okay.
Are you still all barbarian-y, slash and bash 'em? I can do this from the front of the pack? Do you
What?
like to hit people with your giant axe? Like literally the axe on your back. That's
Sure, that's okay. That's a weird question. I
No
have to
yelling.
pee.
for getting into the Okay, I think we all need to get together, and it might be time to go back to the center area and move on to the next thing.
Okay.
Bruce, we will figure this out.
Okay,
Somehow.
should I use,
You will
should I
say,
use that corner that the Jaguar used?
has it been cleaned up yet?
Or says the no, there's a bathroom.
Bathrooms! For goodness sake, girl!
Oh, do you? Yeah, we've been down for 5 days. You might need to do something. There are bathrooms in either of these rooms. I recommend not picking the one that Nick says, and so go through there.
He's like takes half a step and then just okay. He's like
By the way, does the glass pick itself up? Mike, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. No, the glass does not pick itself up.
Okay.
Bruce, having a moment to reflect quiet privately.
thinking time.
The rest of the group. Nyx has come out of the shower.
I'm gonna.
I will say it's been about 5 minutes, and Nyx is kind of comes out, looks at Rix, and is able to form coherent speech.
Whoever has the bag of holding with food in it, the one we got from Lyrenton.
We only have one bag of holding at the moment.
Oh, that's the only one. Who holds it?
Me, because
Okay. Well, I'm gonna basically hand out food and kind of make sure everybody eats. That's all.
Sounds normal now.
Oh, hi. Yeah, you sound normal.
Oh.
Eat something.
There's- We should. I have a green key. We should move on.
Well,
It'll be fine.
hopefully a solution will present itself.
I guess we're going to proceed.
What else can we do? We've lost 5 days.
you hear a crying hiccup.
Laura cuddles against you because Bruce won't let her.
Rix is making sure that he's giving Bruce distance.
Laura's going back to being the emotional support cat.
She didn't see Bruce. We'll leave it at that.
Z's
Yeah.
gonna wait around for Bruce to get out of the bathroom before she goes down the hallway.
I guess I need to not be angry. Myself be angry. Oh,
Maybe be angry, but don't let it all out. Perhaps.
yeah. She hands him a green key.
Thank you. He's gonna wait by there, wait for the others to get there.
Well, if Bruce doesn't have a mark, and if I stay put, then it won't trigger the traps against Aberrant Mark. Because apparently I have them all, or both. Oh,
We'll
You
figure
could
it
leave.
out as we go along. I think this is. I mean, you make the choice that you want to make, but I think it's only fair. At least I would hope it'd be considered fair to let the others tell you how they feel. And then you make a decision from there.
Bruce, your time in the bathroom is done. Well, you've finished with what you need to do. Do you spend any more time in the bathroom?
I think that's the first real time Bruce wondered if it has been 6 years.
It's been 74 years.
Got out.
Kisriel hands you some
Looking
food.
at- If everyone's looking at him, he's just like, what are we doing now?
Go down this hallway and out to the main room and all be together for a few minutes and discuss things and figure out our next move because we are a team.
Well, yeah, we've always been a team.
Before we leave, can I look at the piano?
Sure?
Yes, you may.
Where is it?
Right here.
I haven't actually been in that room yet. Can I see how it's programmed, how it's told what to play?
Roll me an investigation check.
You're looking for that ticker tape,
From what you can see over a cursory inspection, no, you cannot tell how it's still playing.
Really wondering about who set it to play that? Who tucked us in? Was it the unseen servants?
So my current theory, I don't know if anyone asked for it, is that
Sorry. I don't know if
Bruce's
I know.
uncle somehow caught an entity in that dragon shard. It's the same thing he used to change his family from half elf to half orc. And his uncle is the reason why he knows that theme. I don't know.
Kind of thought that Bruce. So Z's theory is that we released whomever it was who was freaking talking to us and manipulating time in the Dragon Shard. He arranged us for his own sick pleasure. And now he's messing with our heads after leaving.
No, I was playing that theme before the thing was the thing.
Oh, okay.
And a thing and a thing.
But I guess that doesn't make sense because the uncle was a half elf, and all Kenneths are humans.
Did everybody who work here necessarily have a dragon mark?
Wasn't Kenneth pretty elitist? Wait, that's not true. There's that no.
Are you guys coming down the hallway? Sorry, I just, as much as I love discussing this, I don't know if we're discussing this as a group or if we're talking about this out of character right now.
Oh, we can have everybody moving. Trouble getting Cora through the door there.
Julia just feels like there's something unchecked. Oh, she needs to grab her lantern. But she's feeling like something's forgotten.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we all here?
No.
Yeah. Bruce is trying hard to find something to look at because the two most interesting things in the room are right next to each other, and he shouldn't look at Rick's. So he's just like, ceiling, real nice.
Is Zeke gonna join us?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Alright, Rix is going to kind of say, we have one more blue door we can open, or we can use the green key.
Well, higher personnel had the green key,
Okay.
so there might be higher security, and I'm out of spells unless
Considering
Bruce can do his trick again.
Oh, if we've been asleep for 5 days is what you think, then I'm not
I
feeling
don't know
very
why
good.
none of my catalysts have recharged if we were out for 5 days.
Something's stopping me
Usually they
from
only
recharging.
recharge a little bit. Never mind, usually I have to set them up on a station. Never mind.
What about Z, though? Is her magic
Something.
recharged?
No. I feel the same as I did before.
I didn't even get key points back.
Alright. Well,
Yeah, I'm not feeling real great.
Yeah, the Mornland kind of sucks.
do we want to keep exploring, or do we want to find a place? Or
To
check some
try and
else, or
heal?
what?
Be a good place where we can talk, hopefully without getting attacked by any more ghosts.
I don't know
We-
if such a place exists here.
See, we were there for 5 days, and something even kind of like tidied up after us. Something was actually kind to us in there.
So
I
we
wonder
don't-
if it was your friend.
Even if it was even Bruce and Nyx?
Well, okay, it was not good to them, but no, I mean, whatever entity tidied the room up after us.
Well, could there be like a nanny spell?
Do we want to try to purposely take a rest here, though it doesn't seem to make much of a difference?
Do we feel rested, Mike?
No.
We could.
I feel drained, but it might just be emotionally.
No, I feel really sick.
I mean, I feel like I haven't gotten any better since those wraiths.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had any chance to recover.
Do we want
Do
to
we
go
have
back
any like?
and actually like sleep on purpose?
Do we have any potions?
They don't really work very well here.
Well, I mean, we could try the ones with weird flecks in it.
I found.
It's worth.
I think
Some
what Bruce
potions,
ended
yeah.
up even mentioning that taste testing might be enough.
I
Who
will.
wants
Let's
to do
have-
that?
I'll test. She's gonna go ahead, pull one of the bottles that she collected out of her bag. Test it.
The ones with bacterial growth?
Louis.
From your taste test, you are able to confirm that this is indeed a potion of healing.
Gonna go ahead and take it.
Really good one too, like a pretty good quality one.
Cherry flame.
She's gonna go ahead and drink it.
Okay.
See what happens.
You gain the benefits of a. Let me look at my notes real quick.
Wonder if it's blood raining outside right now.
No, he might. There might be a caveat. You get the benefits of a long rest, but you don't heal any.
She said the
good
blood
way.
rain thing, though, out loud in case Bruce wants to ponder what I just said.
Just saying things now to make Bruce go, "What?"
He just got his eyes narrow a bit, and he's like,
More in land.
8d4 plus 8 hit points.
That's nice.
Okay. Roll 8d4 plus 8. Well, it worked.
Now roll me another d4.
Oh no.
Well, this is the.
one of your friends explodes.
Yeah, you know.
Oh
That would
no.
be a d5, sir, or a d10 minus the d10 half. You regain 3 hit die.
Oh, that actually was very good.
Wow, you look great. I mean, for an old lady.
You look
Thank you.
alert.
Well, we've learned to read your body language even when you're in other forms. You look like you're feeling better.
I
Do
am.
we have any more we can try?
Yes.
I mean,
Ah,
Bruce looks like he could
yes.
use one. Kiz
Yeah.
definitely.
I pull out the 3 that I have.
I'll take one.
Is that 3 plus? I might have 4. I'm not clear.
I have
Yeah, I
3.
think it's 4.
Give me one.
I just used 1.
Okay,
Give me
never
one.
mind. Then, if you had the 3, then I only have 1.
No, you had 4. We both got them in different places, Carrot.
Okay. Okay. Because I wouldn't have added them to the list unless I had them. So
Yeah,
I
I
give one
added
to
it
you.
to my
Grab
And there were
list.
potions. There were potions in both wardrobes.
All right.
She's like, I have 2 more. Yeah.
Rex,
can
how are you feeling?
awful.
Okay. Here's one for you,
Thank you.
and C. One for you.
Brix is gonna look
Also,
at
I gave mine to Kiz.
bottoms up.
Oh shoot! I should save one for Bruce.
Nyx would
Actually,
get up and go and give one to Bruce. Then walk away without saying anything.
Oh, thank Nick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Nyx.
So
I forgot. I think it's like Quinta or something is her current character, her current name.
Doesn't matter.
We drink.
It is Quinta.
Everybody who drinks a potion gains 8d4 plus 8 hit points back, and 1d4 worth of hit die.
I'm trying to figure out where to get the hit die back. So give me a sec.
I think if you hit short rest.
Yeah, I just
Oh.
keep forgetting.
Let me roll. Why wouldn't it let me roll?
That doesn't
Just
affect
put a
it.
period in front of it. There's a period in front of that slash.
Oh.
Mike, does this help? Did it do anything for my reduced hit point maximum?
Any
No, it
spell?
did not. What?
Any spells?
No.
Okay. How did I get to the point where I can check on the hit dice? I don't remember.
Press short rest,
Okay.
and then
But
you
I
just,
don't get my unsettling visage back, right, Mike?
Correct.
Hey, look, I'm full health.
Me too.
It's a D4, right? Okay.
Oh, it feels so much better.
Me too.
All right.
do you have? Did we? Anyone else need one?
Did Bruce take his?
Yeah. Oh,
do you
I'm
remember anything?
it tasted like cherries.
Oh, okay.
I agree. That was the flavor I got too.
I was wondering if it restored anything.
I still have this great gray mark where the wraith attacked me.
We should rest. Probably should have before.
Like a real rest this time and not wrapped in darkness, thrown into the past rest.
What time
Probably.
is it? How long have we been here?
5 days.
Apparently 4 days.
We sort of came in here
Well,
in
6
the middle of the
days.
night, but we rested a bit. And
It just
imagine-
feels like 5 days.
We took a bath.
Do we want to sleep in those beds and see if it does the same effect where you don't have to sleep as long?
It just
Or
does
should
10
we
minutes.
go back to the other one?
What other one?
Where there were more beds?
I think most of us could cuddle up on those 2 beds.
I'll take the couch.
There's also couches.
Well, but you want to try and see if the magical effect of the bed
It only restores.
doesn't matter.
It only grants a short rest. Actually, so that would be good for you.
As far as we know. Who's gonna
All
go
right,
ahead
guys.
and
10-minute cat nap for Nyx.
You guys need a rest.
You okay, Bruce?
Yeah.
What's up? What's wrong?
No, nothing. I like my sinuses are clear. What were we talking about Marks earlier?
Talking about what?
Somebody you were Z was saying that I had it's weird. I
Talking
knew
about
somebody
the
that had
other-
one.
Okay, you've got the 3 shortest members of the group just like staring at you with great big eyes.
Nixa heard this. She would have stopped. She's like, "Are you talking about the aberrant, Mark?"
Yeah, Z said something about it. I think I knew somebody that had one.
Yeah, in your dream, one of the
Why?
no, I think I must be wrong. I don't think.
Yeah. I think I knew somebody that had one. That's weird.
Well, if you think of it, let us know.
Yeah, he was one of the officers on the ship, on the song.
Was it one of the ones we saw?
Who? What? No, I don't think we ever introduced you to anyone on the song.
We remember we saw some of them in the dream.
Wasn't a dream.
Memory brush. We saw the captain get killed. We saw a couple of your people be killed. We saw you go into town with your girlfriend.
What?
The name's like, why?
I told
was
you we were
memorable.
all in your head, and your sister never needed to see that.
It was just.
Why were you in my head?
Did you? Are you?
Can I
Wait,
can I
hang on
do
a
an
second.
insight?
Are you having trouble remembering 10 minutes ago?
Julia, what would you like? Sorry, Julia, what would you like to insight?
If he appears to be losing his memory again, if he like if he had a memory reboot or something.
You can
Yeah,
roll an insight for me.
Kiss is trying to study him with concern from 2 foot 9 inches down.
I'm sure she is.
To your recollection, Bruce, this is the most like concern Kiss has given you for a while now. I mean, when you were younger, like she used to be kind of motherly because she was the oldest, in theory.
But then he hit the age where he just kept getting into like doing things that got himself hurt, and she was just like,
Regardless, Jalira, as you're looking at Bruce, you don't get the sense that he's had another memory wipe or anything. He when you talk about the memory shift, the memory stroll down memory lane, we'll call it. He does not seem to have any recollection of that come upon his face.
Do you remember us talking about it?
Z said something about. There's been a lot in the last couple of minutes.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry.
do you remember us going on and on about you guys used to be half elves?
Z said something about that. Yeah.
We had this
I'm
great shared memory thing, including meeting some of your crew, meeting your parents, your uncle that turned you from half elves to half orcs. We all saw it.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just worried that maybe your brain is having trouble retaining certain memories for certain time periods. That's why
If
I
we
asked.
talk about some of the things that happened to Bruce when he was alone, like the whole "we thought he was dead" thing. If we get into too many details there, it tends to cause Bruce excruciating pain.
Like as she talks about this period of time where you were thought dead, like that same kind of uncomfortable pain kind of crosses across your chest again. Not the other thing, but this one, the not nice one.
It's almost as if the reality divide convergence is clashing in him.
What? I mean, why would you think I was dead? That's not a thing. What?
Okay. It's just things reality when his two realities are clashing.
I'm gonna need you to roll me an Arcana check for that, Rogue Dragon.
Okay, that's Rogue Dragon's theory.
Yeah, you don't really have a theory there. Like Jalira is that's a Rogue Dragon theory, not really a Jalira theory.
And Z is pretty close to that, but pretty much Z is like, so we need to be really careful what we say to Bruce about him in that 6 years because it hurts him until
Alright.
we figure this out.
Maybe it's because the Dragonlock needs to go back.
Okay, so multiple timelines and dimensions. That kind of concept is not something Talir is familiar with or didn't put much thought into. So I'm going to separate that out of my mind.
Rix, did you say that out loud?
He muttered it to himself.
I'm gonna need you to roll me a stealth check.
What did he say?
He said maybe it's because we need to put the dragon mark back. Stealth check, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Put the candle back.
Real good!
Real good. Nobody else heard it.
Yeah, the thing on the song you watched. What? So I guess you were in my head.
We watched you bang your girlfriend and then go on a killing spree.
Oh, Bruce is like purple. Well,
We saw your captain die. We saw you kill Clytemnestra, whatever her name was.
he's like unconsciously covering himself. Like, why would you watch that?
Didn't want to.
A choice. Scarred, Bruise, scarred. I've told you this like 3
You have
times.
eyes closed. What? Why?
I tried. Believe me, I tried.
But we, it,
Really have eyes as a memory thing? That's not how magic works. It was our consciousness. We can't like close the eyes of our consciousness.
What? Nix talks about that all the time.
Not all the time.
Meanwhile- Meanwhile, Nyx, as you're lying in bed, you kind of rest your head down. What you've said to me in the whisper thus far. What are you thinking of at this moment?
I never can't do this to him again. I can't. Maybe I should just sit here. It would all go away. I can't.
You take that time and you kind of slowly drift off into an uneasy sleep. Meanwhile, back here, a very embarrassed Bruce.
I don't know. Jaliria's not comfortable talking about Bruce's romantic life, so I'm gonna just embarrassedly hurry down the hall.
Neither is Bruce.
Rix is like, and I'm out.
Jeez.
The virgins are gonna just take off here.
Okay.
Meanwhile, they're like, it's fine. It was weird. Moving on.
I thought the point of us coming out here was to all like be together and figure out our next steps. But okay, people can go take naps. I mean,
Jalira, as you enter that room, and your lantern shines forth, standing about here, you see a pair of ghostly feet.
Duh, what? What? Traveler's gift out. What?
Are
As
you
you
a
watch,
spell or a ghost?
as you watch, mist kind of gathers in the room, and the feet slowly become ankles.
Rix is like on his feet, moving toward her, pushing her behind him if possible.
The legs of somebody wearing dark pants. Both of you roll me a wisdom saving throw or a wisdom check.
Wisdom check? Okay.
I'm like, save it through now.
I mean, it's the same for me, so you know.
I know, but the meaning behind it is
Both of you kind of recognize these pair of feet as they, were the ones that plummeted out of the ceiling starting to attack Kizriel when you finished off the Wraith. Prior to finishing off the Wraith. And this echoey voice of, they will return.
Oh, we got
As you
why they didn't come back in 5 days.
slowly start to gain
We need
more
to
and
go.
more
We
coming
need
up
to
the
go.
leg.
We need to go. We need to go. He grabs Galera by the hand. Get fixed her. We're leaving. We're leaving. We're leaving. Peeks in.
In Nyx's room, with Jalira's light shining behind you, they're already at about mid-thigh.
Nyx, we gotta go right now. Come on.
The traveler's gift right where their heart's gonna form.
Does she wake up with it?
You wake up.
Those things are coming back. Come on.
Apparently it takes 5 days.
All right, she would go ahead and go.
All right, we're gonna head back, booking it.
Nyx is kind of just like not looking at anyone.
At which point you hear this, they're coming back, and these three come kind of running down the hall.
They're
They're coming back. They're coming back. They're coming back.
So having them all left, and then Z talking about that. Okay, so I guess are we resting now? Is that what they were saying? I guess we're gonna. Is that a bed there? I don't know. And then like, we're coming back. We're coming back.
I'm
They're
gonna
coming
shove and make sure Kiz isn't in the way, and then I'm gonna go take the key out of the slot.
Oh no, the sleep key wasn't in the slot. I think it just turned. Rix is just going to grab the green key and then stick it in and open the green door that he's next to.
That's just okay. That's
Okay.
And he's going to look at them and be like,
Bruce, did you first experience all the lights going out? Becoming completely inky darkness, and then lights coming back.
Whoa, I can't see.
"Oh God,
That's okay. It's okay.
Ooh.
I mean,
Oh, I
Back.
can't see at all."
Lights coming back means I need to grab the characters from the previous screen. That's what I need to see.
Oh, I don't have dark vision anymore.
Yeah.
I have the lantern.
it was also low lights. All the
Oh my
time
gosh,
here.
though, it's probably okay. She would have had to refill the oil when she grabbed it.
Oh, you left it running.
Yeah.
No, we weren't anticipating being forced to take a nap.
Yeah, but she feels a lot more comfortable with it running, so that's something she would have done right away. It keeps losing my count, my notes on it.
Coming up.
Oh boy.
I mean, okay. Oh wait, why is that that hallway open? I thought we were gonna rest.
We needed to close that door.
Oh, I thought we closed it to be just okay. We can take a look.
Well, that's
Smell anything? See anything, girl?
that's cool.
Hey Bruce, you want to fix your health bar in roll 20?
Yeah, my health bar is full health now. Look at that.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Unless he didn't take the potion.
No, he did.
Rix has Traveler's Gift out in his hand and is going to keep an eye out.
Guys, do we
I
really
would,
want
I would like to roll perception from me and Gar, if that's okay.
I'd like to roll perception as well.
Okay.
Can I give them advantage with my lantern?
Well, if
No.
multiple people are rolling, then doesn't really matter.
He's just gonna sit
Not
against
bad.
the wall.
Oh, it's not bad.
Oh, I need to fix Cora. She's got. I still have it as her having temporary hit points. Those would have dissipated by now.
It's not great, as usual, but it's not bad. At least,
Okay.
like,
You
it's
wanna
more than my
perception check?
modifier.
Or do we want to back up and close that entrance?
Is it possible to close all the doors?
You
I
guys
think.
We have
figured
one-
out or found out a way to close the doors.
Okay.
Rix is gonna.
Rix. With your perception check, you can make out faint lights down at the other end of the hallway.
Okay, Kiz had a better one, I think.
Hmm
Do they look like they're going to kill us?
I was just giving you a faint idea of what
Okay.
you've got.
Sure.
Kizriel, as you look down the hallway, you two see those faint lights. However, the way they're adjusted, the pattern they are, you see a green one directly kind of pointing towards you. And you're able to make out some other colors: yellow, red, purple. And you're kind of using that light. You're kind of you're able to kind of, they're positioned height wise enough. You kind of turn around. You see the pedestal behind you. You turn back down the hallway. They're about the same height with your best guesstimation.
Oh, I think it's another pedestal.
More keys.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we have green.
Do we
and
want to try the
blue.
other green door before going down to this one, or?
I mean, we could try. Just have to back up a bit. So let's try it. Let's go back.
Gonna do the same
All right.
thing. Have my arrows ready.
Guess what, DM? We're gonna try this one.
Waiting for his cliffhanger so we can call it
I
nighttime.
know.
We have,
Right.
we have a blue one that we haven't tried, right?
Yeah, there's a blue one we haven't tried yet.
I don't know. We can try the blue ones to see if we can find a brown or green key. But it feels like
Well, I mean, all of our friends in Ironton are probably dead, so there's no reason to rush anymore.
or they've secured the town and they're safe. Either way, there's nothing we can do about it.
Is Lyverton that town of Nice Warforge you talked
Yeah.
about?
We were gonna go back and help them as soon as we were done, but we didn't count on having a 5-day delay.
Right.
All right. Do we want to try the blue one first then, and then the green one?
You've already turned the green key.
Oh yeah, I already turned the green key. That's what
Yeah,
thought.
I mean,
I'm
so
just
far
positioning
they've
everybody
had
where they were, so I'm just fighting with that. Copy
so
paste.
far
does not
green
do
keys have been nicer to us than blue keys.
2 fireballs.
Hey, if I can get a first hit on it.
That's true. Hit our rogue. Do some roguey damage.
Okay.
I just shoot balls of fire with arrows and somehow it helps.
But you're really good at it.
Another hallway opens before you. This time, diagonally the other direction.
Okay. I'd like to step forward and do a perception check, if that's okay.
Nyx, roll me a D100.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, like, as they're doing this, Bruce just kind of being lost and not sure what's going on. Was probably gonna walk over to Nyx and be like, "Oh, hey, that's a new form, right?"
I stick pretty close to Bruce.
You're just not.
That's cool, Trick.
Tell us what we're
Okay.
fighting, DM.
Nyx, you fall unconscious.
Oh my
Hmm.
Everybody just kind of watches as Nyx drops like a stone. At which point, we're going to end tonight's session.
Okay. Bruce doesn't like go to catch her.
I was
the
gonna say,
gentleman?
like, could he grab her, or
Go ahead and make me a really quickly, go ahead and make me an acrobatics check.
with his
Nice.
danger sense, would it be at advantage?
No.
I'm concerned about these colors being different.
Oh, good catch.
I mean, I caught it. I don't know if they learned it.
Oh.
Oh, I put you guys on the wrong map. I'm sorry.
Either
Everything
way,
goes
Nyx
Either way, Nyx is unconscious.
and
Either
did
way.
Bruce do a really gentlemanly catching the swooning woman?
Did it do a K-drama thing where you different angles catch it?
Oh, this is how I know you live with Chuck.
Slow motion. I need to relive it 5 times.
Hope she's
And they stare at
okay.
each other like. And then music starts playing.
You know,
It's like, oh no, I'm touching you.
Love is the moment.
except Nyx is
Gone.
Did it
Sorry about
happen
that,
when
gang.
Any-
I apologize for that. Okay, here we are. Yay! Does that look better?
Yes.
Cool.
Ah, yes.
Right, so Bruce had moved, and yeah,
Alright, Rex was there.
Lynn moved. There we go.
Cora's like, I'm gonna look
Did
at
you
the
roll-
hallway. I'm gonna look at.
Did you roll me another perception check?
I hadn't rolled it yet because you were talking to someone else, but I'll roll it.
Go ahead and roll me it. There it is.
Finally! Guys, I got above a 10. I got above a 10 for my perception.
You're fairly sure you're able to make out a very similar pedestal of lights down that corridor as well.
Okay. So I can therefore assume that the green ones are basically going to take me to junctures.
Correct.
Junctions, sorry.
Junction.
What?
But at that point, like you kind of like look at my eagle eyes are awesome, and Nyx passes out. Bruce, you rolled me a 17. You catch Nyx before she hits the floor.
Love is the moment. Sing that to Charlie.
Love is the moment. Okay, I
Yeah.
will.
Okay, now we're really gonna end tonight, guys.
Oh
Yay!
man.
Bad, wrong map, I apologize. Regardless,
All right.
thank you all for watching today. This has
We're
been a really
learning
fun
there are more pedestals. This is fun.
We're
Oh,
not-
so
Jalera was so scared something else was
This is such a
gonna
maze.
change.
If you
This
guys,
is such a maze. Oh gosh, we're gonna be in here for years.
if you don't mind staying tuned till our next episode next week,
Whew.
at which point, just want to say goodnight. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.